Hey everybody, welcome to MTG Spec. Today's topic is Metazoo and the fact that it stinks and it's going to fail. Now this is a Loveland Frogman. I think this card is merely adorable. And you know, they had their first convention this year, I guess, or a tournament convention. They had people in cosplay, high levels of enthusiasm. Right now it's probably the best-selling CCG game in America. It's doing fantastic. I do want to add this little dude to my collection. Look at that little squeeze head. He's adorable. But this game stinks, and I can prove it on the back of a matchbook. First of all, let's zoom in. Look at this hideous to read text. Now I'm in my mid 40s, so my eyesight's not the best, but nobody wants to read this block of hideous text. Awful, just terrible, and this just looks like a game that's going to fail, and I know what I'm talking about. This is here's Galactic. I think this is called Galactic Empires. Again, awful text. Look at the layout, the similarity of the layout. How it's just a bare bones frame. Like they put very little effort into it. I get it that this game had a lot of enthusiasm behind it, and it's been well received, but it is a complete flash in the pan. This game failed very quickly. This, because right now we're in sort of the second renaissance of CCGs. The Kickstarter era is just like the early 90s when everybody and their granddad was trying to put out a new CCG to compete with Magic. And every time a new one came out, people were convinced it was going to be the one that was going to topple Magic and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Here's Babylon 5. This one had a rabid fan base, but again, nobody wants to read all that. Nobody. It's awful. Any card game like that, any card game period is a game, and if you have to strain your eyes to read, like try reading this from across the table. It can't be done. Now, I know people, like I said, they enjoy this game. I don't want to poo-poo anyone's fun. If you're enjoying this game, if you have this game, then good for you. I live in, the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, and I can't even find this game anywhere. Nobody, I haven't seen it in any shops. I'm like I said, I'll probably pick up, a couple packs if I can, because I collect everything. I've been collecting stuff from the 90s. But look at this awful, look at the teeny little flavor text. Take a good look. Notice any blur? No, because I can't read this. This is hideous. And just take a mental snapshot of this. All right, now here's a game that also has awful art. Okay, I mean, granted, that Bigfoot, I'm not saying an 8-year-old could have drawn it, but maybe a 9-year-old. But look at this in this awful Hulk. But this was a Marvel game called Marvel Overpower. This failed. You think a Marvel game is going to fail with all of its intellectual property, but a game about cryptozoological creatures that's already rolled out their Bigfoot, already rolled out Jersey Devil, like all the really famous ones are already rolled out. What intellectual space do they have to keep going with? Like, they've already used up all their top tier. Now, maybe it'll be like Charizard. There'll be a Dark Bigfoot and a Blaine's Bigfoot and a Lowen Islands Bigfoot. I mean, a genius company could stretch it out 40 ways till Sunday, but just, it's awful looking. Like, here's a beautiful layout card, easy to read, not too much text, pretty girl. Star Trek, again, built-in fan base. This game failed. Here's one that sort of along Metazoo lines. This one's Illuminati. This one had not just cryptozoological things. It had a card called Reign of Walrus. It had all kinds of Illuminati stuff, politics, gods, like kaiju monsters. You name it. This game failed, and again, because it's ugly. You can tell when a game is going to fail because it's ugly. Just like you can tell when a movie's not going to be a hit if it has a stupid title. Here's Here's something that's got like creepy, ghouly creatures, sort of like Metazoo. Nightmare Before Christmas, that's an IP that certainly has a following. This even has like kind of a nice, clean layout. This game failed. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's another Metazoo card. Completely I don't even like to look at it. It's just awful. Terrible use of space. This is wasted. This is too small. This is lazy. The red border does nothing for me. This is muddled on the background. You can't even read it. This is an amateur game. This game is not going to stand the test of time. Look at the contrast. Okay, this is Metazoo by whoever makes Metazoo, whatever maniac. Here is Precedence. They did the Babylon 5. They did all kinds of stuff. This is based on Rifts, again, another huge IP based on a role-playing game. Better art, like more clear art, more clear layout, kind of nice, like a border with like a nice smooth presentation. This game failed. Here's another one. This is a Epic TCG. This was basically just a Magic knockoff. Had super easy to learn system, super easily readable things, intuitive gameplay. This game failed. Here's a game that not much of a game, but incredible art. Look at this, Quentin Hoover of Magic fame. This was Bella Sara, all horse themed stuff, but I mean, like, incredible, beautiful art. This game failed. But yeah, Metazoo with this awful text, with the amateurish art, with the lazy frame. This is a failure in the making. So do not sink a lot of money in this game. Do it if you enjoy it, but I am telling you, within 2 years, no one's going to be talking about Metazoo. It's done. Okay, bye.